Day, February 13th. 964729, Pfizer, female, New York. Patient passed away on the 18th and was administered the vaccination on the 15th. 964795-1, Pfizer, Ohio, male, altered mental state, and after 24 hours after receiving the vaccination, he died 3 days later. 964956-1, Moderna, Wisconsin, male, productive cough with crackles heard at 4 p.m., died shortly after 9:20 p.m. of cardiac arrest. 965441-1, Pfizer, foreign, female, death unexplained. This is a case from Great Britain, and they note the batch number BNT162B2. Again, the same bad batch, but the lot number is EL0739. So take note, EL0739. She was administered on January 13th and died on, 6 hours later. But it's written as cause of death as death unexplained. Well, no pre-existing medical conditions. She was 43 years old, fairly young. Didn't experience any direct or immediate reaction at the time of the vaccine. No further information expected. 965457-1, Pfizer, foreign, female, death. She was dosed on January 5th at 11:30 a.m. Batch number BNT162B2 and she died on January 11th. Cause of death, death. 965564, Moderna, unknown, male, cardiac arrest in January. 965571-1, Moderna, Massachusetts, female, colon 1. She died on January 19th. She had slurred speech, so maybe she had a stroke. Doesn't say when she was dosed. 965807-1, Moderna, Georgia, female. She couldn't move on her own within 5 days, and so she was paralyzed, and she died on the 8th day. 965831-1, Moderna, Michigan, female. January 18th is when she got the first dose. She got the second dose. Oh no, she didn't get a second dose. She went to bed on January 18th, and later that night her husband found her dead. 965860-1, Moderna, Ohio, male. Patient had increased SOB while at home. EMS called, patient coded in the squad. I guess the police car. 965910-1, Pfizer, District of Columbia, female. The employee found dead at her home on January 21st. 965922-1, Moderna, Maryland, male. The patient died at home. 966178-1, Pfizer, Wisconsin, male. He couldn't breathe at around 2 a.m. and 10 minutes later an ambulance arrived within 20 minutes and he died at 2:15. Nine 359-1, Moderna, Indiana, female. Headache, pain in the injection site, threw up. A few hours later, she died. 966844-1, Moderna, New Mexico, male. He died at home the day after his COVID test. I think they mean injection. Family member states that he did good the afternoon and evening after his COVID injection, but then he started not feeling good that next day, and he had palpitations. He refused to go to the emergency room and died at home. 966888-1, Moderna, Nevada, female. At 4:30 on January 22nd, facility was notified of employee death at home. 967399-1, Pfizer, Tennessee, male. Says nothing else. Sudden death. 967506-1, Moderna, Texas, male. Died within 5 days of receiving vaccine. Exact cause and day unknown. 967743-1, Pfizer, Texas, male. Approximately 1 hour and 20 minutes after vaccine was given, he had a seizure and he passed away approximately 2 hours after vaccination. So 967747-1, Moderna, unknown, male. Passed away on the evening of January 13th. 967749-1, Pfizer, unknown, male. Cardiac arrest. 967830-1, Pfizer, California, male. Patient was brought to the ED from facility which he received the vaccine via ambulance. Hypoxia and 1 dose of epi of 0.3 milligrams. He then required intubation and had struggled with hypoxia. He came in and out of the code 5 times. After 95 minutes, with the wife at the bedside and family conference by phone, the code was called and he was pronounced dead at 18:20. So he died. He was immediately transported to the hospital from the vaccination site and died at the hospital. 968195-1, Moderna, Florida, male. My dad got the Moderna vaccine on Tuesday, January 12, 2021, in his left arm at the mall injection site for the health department. He was told that the side effects could mean his arm was hurting, there would be tiredness, headache, even a low-grade fever. Additionally, the site informed us both, as I was with him to get the injection, that this was all normal and not to seek medical attention unless these symptoms lasted longer than 72 hours. That evening, my dad was experiencing all of those symptoms and went to bed at 7 p.m. A little after 10 a.m. on Wednesday, January 13th, when he awoke, my dad went to the bathroom vomiting. This was where he collapsed and went into cardiac arrest. Fire rescue was dispatched about 10:30 a.m. after my mom started CPR. County Fire Rescue EMTs and paramedics continued CPR and other attempts at reviving him all the way to the hospital emergency department. He was pronounced dead at 12:14 p.m. on the Wednesday, January 13th, 2021, We have no doubt my dad, following the instructions of the injection facility, thought he was just experiencing the side effects of the vaccine. He had no chance. Had this injection been done in the right arm, perhaps he could have recognized the arm numbness being that of an impending heart attack. We really miss Dad. He served this country with distinction for over 50 years, and we believe his country failed him. 968707-1, Moderna, Ohio, female. Mother died 12 hours after the vaccine was administered. 968846-1, Pfizer, Florida, female. Within 15 minutes of the injection, the individual became aphasia and stroke-like symptoms. She was taken to the ER, where she was later diagnosed with a cerebral hemorrhage and passed away. Cerebral hemorrhage is bleeding in the brain. And this is a common side effect from the vaccine. 969219-1, Moderna, South Carolina, male. Patient received the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine on January 23rd around 5:45. Wife called management today and reported that he had collapsed and passed away today around noon. 969220-1, Arkansas, female. Patient expired 1 week after the vaccine. Cause of death unknown to me. 969363-1, Moderna, California, female. Was dosed on January 14th. Saturday morning, January 16th, mental status changed suddenly, became non-communicative, unable to speak, but would scream if she was touched. Oxygen status was irregular, dropping to 78. Sunday morning, EMT, then hospice was called. Monday morning, after hospice emergency kit was initiated, patient passed away. 969488, Pfizer, Virginia, female. Fatigue, muscle aches, vomiting, hematoma. 969636-1, Moderna, unknown, male. Found dead at home, slumped on the floor. Loss of appetite, body aches, feverish, and death. 5 days after the first dose of the mRNA vaccine. A causal relationship cannot be excluded. 969699, Moderna, California, male. Was received on January 15th the batch BNT162B2, lot number EL1283. That's EL1283. On the 15th. And does it say? No, it doesn't say. Connecticut, female. Nine 970139-1, Pfizer, California, male. Was given the batch BNT16282, lot number EL1283. That's EL1283. He was vaccinated on January 15th at 2 p.m. and he was rushed to the ER and he died at 3:21 the same day. 970976-1, Pfizer, Connecticut, female. 76% oxygen. She expired at 6:30 a.m. the next day. 971176-1, Moderna, Ohio, male. At approximately 2 p.m. he vomited, and at 4:20 p.m. he was not breathing in his chair. They arrived, the EMS arrived, and he was modeling already, rigor. They did not do CPR. Pronounced dead by coroner on the scene. Apparently, I think he had a brain bleed. Just common. 971559-1, Pfizer, Texas. Female. Her mother passed away 7 to 8 days after receiving the vaccine. The reporter thought her mother's death had everything to do with the COVID-19 vaccine. The lot number for the vaccine is not provided. She was administered in January sometime. I guess about January 12th? No, 13th or 14th. I don't know. 971561, Pfizer, Virginia, male. Batch number BNT16282. Again, lot number EL3302. EL3302. Got a single dose in his left arm on January 20th at 8:15 a.m. and was dead by the same day by at around in the evening, it says. 971736-1, Pfizer, Iowa, male. Vomited 30 minutes after vaccination and died approximately 9 hours later. If you vomit, go to the hospital within 2 hours. That seems to be the time frame you need to go. 971800-1, Pfizer, Washington, female. Cause of death not related to COVID-19 vaccination, according to coroner. 971813, Moderna, Alabama, female. Patient received vaccine on January 20th. Later that night, husband found her slumped in chair, called EMS, and patient was taken to hospital where she died on January 21st. 971969-1, Pfizer, Louisiana, female. Brought by EMS to ED, seizures at home in bed. He must have died in January. 972049-1, Pfizer, foreign, male. 5 days after second dose. Oculoguric crisis. Orphan. Oh, this one. Schmatzotomatismen. Oh, that sounds German. Anyway. Following day. Patient delivered to neurology unit of Amios, Bernberg. At nursing home, no vaccination documents could be retrieved. Any other immunization status unknown. I think the report is valid. Poor data at nursing home. There is zero vaccination documentation on site. Pfizer. 972092-1, Pfizer, California, female. Reportedly, this employee's mother died the night of the vaccine. The details are not known at this time. 972113, Moderna, Tennessee, female. blood coming out of resident's nose and mouth in the morning of January 13th. Resident deceased on January 14th. Was dosed at the pharmacy. Don't get dosed at the pharmacy. 972148-1, Moderna, Michigan, female. Vaccination was received the morning of January 5th. In the evening that day, resident sustained a fall and was transported to facility for treatment. It is not unusual that residents was self-transferring and has a history of falls. So let's blame it on the fall. 972370-1, Moderna, unknown, male. Patient received COVID vaccine and had a heart attack the next day and died. 972394-1, Moderna, California, male. Died about 24 hours later after vaccine. 972610-1, California, male. Patient was tested positive for COVID on December 9th, 20. Patient received COVID vaccine on January 21st. Patient was observed for 15 minutes in treatment room. No signs or adverse effects. Then vomiting, nausea, fever, respiration even and unlabored. On January 22nd, was seen by the medical provider for altered behavior. Patient was had fallen on January 2nd and was sent out to outside hospital on January 4th, 2 days later. CT scan, no intracranial abnormalities, age-related changes, mild dementia. Patient was inside his cell. He was walking towards the cell door to obtain breakfast when custody witnessed him collapse and activated the alarm. I guess this is out of prison. Nursing staff arrived at cell front at 6:34 a.m. and found the patient pulseless and unresponsive. No shock advised. He was pronounced dead at 6:45 a.m. 972782-1, Pfizer, California, female. Resident expired on January 23rd. 972836-1, Pfizer, Massachusetts, female. Sudden death. 973814-1, Moderna, unknown, male. Death. 974033-1, Moderna, Indiana, female. Residents deceased on January 26th at 4:45 a.m. No signs ahead of time. 974172-1, Pfizer, Washington, female. Resident passed away on January 25th at 10:48 p.m. after the vaccine was given on January 24th. Death was not expected. 974422-1, Pfizer, Maryland, female. Patient developed fever to 102 within 24 hours with decreased mentation, stopped eating, drinking despite aggressively treating fever. Family wanted only comfort measures with no transfer to hospital. Patient continued to have fevers to 102 and 103 range. Patient passed on January 23rd. Patient did test positive for COVID in early September without significant illness. Now, why are they vaccinating people who had already had COVID? Different strains. If you have vaccination, it's not going to help with different strains. 974489-1, Pfizer, Michigan, female. No symptoms ever reported. Patient was found dead in her home on January 25th and last seen on the 24th. No evidence of foul play. 974573-1, Moderna, Michigan. Experiencing chills and loose stools. Became unresponsive. Patient passed 18 hours later. 974794-1, Moderna, Nebraska, female. Was vaccinated on the 12th of January and died on the 21st of January. Nine seven four eight three three -1, Moderna, North Dakota, male. Seizure. Oh, this one is important. Intermittent fever with temperatures of 100.3 on arrival. Patient was worked up for the cardiac type symptoms, found to have elevated WBC and CRP with no explanation. D-dimer was elevated with CT showing no sign of PE. Patient was sent home from the ED with instructions to follow up with primary care and or return if it worsened. On January 24th, at 17:05, patient returned to the ED via ambulance after becoming unresponsive and some seizure-like activity. Patient was intubated. Head CT showed large brain bleed that was irreparable and not compatible with life. Patient was also found with positive blood cultures with positive cocci in clusters growing after 9 hours. Hawkeye, sorry. 974855-1, Pfizer, Massachusetts, female. Had shortness of breath and hypoxia, cardiac arrest in front of the EMS crew. Arrived in hospital, pronounced dead. 974960-1, Moderna, Michigan, male. Symptoms for resident developed, including fever and rigidity. Resident is nonverbal. Doesn't say when they died. 975002-1, Moderna, Wisconsin, male. On January 13th at 3:40 a.m., Cliff called for assistance. He lost his balance and had fallen. Cliff refused vitals, refused emergency department, denied hitting his head. As the day progressed, patient developed a headache, diarrhea, and vomiting. He again declined the offer for the emergency room. At supper time, wife and staff found Cliff unresponsive. 911 was called and he was taken to the emergency department. The ER did a CT scan and found an acute subdural hematoma. Patient was placed on comfort cares and expired at 3 p.m. on January 14th. Cliff did not have a history of falls. 975023-1, Moderna, New York, male. Cardiac arrest that led to death. It's 2301. 975184-1, Pfizer, Arkansas, female. Heart attack, died at hospital on the morning of January 19th. 975382-1, Pfizer, Florida, male. Was transferring resident from bed to washroom. Resident became unresponsive. Voice with eyes fixed open. Pointing up to the right. Placed resident back in bed, found 82% oxygen. Pulse 110. Discharge summary. Resident found unresponsive with no pulse. And time of death verified at 1645. 975421-1, Moderna, Missouri, male. Resident was discovered deceased in his apartment on January 23rd. 975434-1, Pfizer, Illinois, male, vomiting 3 times on the 8th and on the 9th of January. And monitor, okay, resident not answering questions appropriately. Yes or no. Doesn't say when he died. Makes a growling sound. 975689-1, Moderna, Arkansas, female. She acquired COVID on January 10th and had multiple comorbidities and was declined prior to the vaccine. Resident expired on January 20th. (975-689-1). She acquired the